Is everyone properly entranced yet? Yo, happy Friday, everybody. Respect the gazelle. Thank you so much, Visor. Happy Friday to you, homie. Hope you're doing all right out there, staying inspired, all that jazz. Scruffy Rico, you are first. Yo, yo, how are you? Loving these sounds. Yeah, these are fun, huh? I'll show you how I cook this up here in a bit. Liv is here. What's up, Cardio Party? How are you? Saffron, hello. It's good to see your face yesterday, homie. Heidi, how are you? Happy Friday. Quirky. How many plays you got, Quirk? How are things? Paul's tuning in from cloudy Maryland. It is cloudy, sunny Portland here today. Heidi has a hive. Are you keeping bees now? What's going on? Visor! Happy to be an Omi. Ah, it's good to have you in the mix, Omi. Always. Javar, welcome in, brother. How you doing? Very interesting lesson yesterday, by the way, indeed, Saf. We met and we talked about some atmospheric drum and bass, but we also touched on kind of the nuanced and not so nuanced differences between that and intelligent drum and bass and atmospheric and intelligent jungle and old school ways of creating breakbeats in the early DAW era, like the early DAW era, and yeah, good time. Oh, Javar just sent a Discord that I should read. Let's see what's opportunity. Let's let me go look. I have not checked the. Free gift Discord Nitro. Well, that's always a scam, so I'm going to take that one down. Although Paintball is a legit member, so it must have been hacked. That sucks. All right, let's delete all of those. All right. Thank you for the heads up, Javar. Appreciate you, homie. Gotta deal with the spam. Scruffy Rico's wondering, what are these sounds? I'll show you. Yes, Saf, your question about the 70s drummer being absent in your library and would studio drummer work? Yes, absolutely. Really, all it is you want like legit sounding acoustic drums. You can tune them and sauce them up however you like. Mic them up in ways that emulate an old school lay of the land, right? Like use the type of restrictions that would have been in play in the era that you're wanting to get your break beats from, and just kind of take it from there. And make sure that your EQ is kind of aligned with all of that. And then when you bounce it, you could do a few things to it when you bounce it, but you could actually degrade it to a certain bit depth, right? Like you could take it down to say like 10 bits. You just put a bit crusher on there and take the bits down to 10 and leave it there and bounce in place. And now you've got kind of like a tape quality version of that clip that you just bounced from MIDI, and it's audio, and you can start chopping it and rearranging it. So. Oh, Heidi. So not bees. I see. Liv is working on some homework. Can't wait to hear some tracks. Martin is here. Hey, Martin, please spam the chat and the Discord share links. Everybody support Martin. He's got new stuff out today. Happy release day, homie. Rockhound, hello. How are you? Happy Friday, homie. I'm with Paul on this one, Heidi. I hope it doesn't get worse either. Everybody is happy for Martin. Yeah. Martin, you can always. Roku-sai, welcome in. As the D&D crew. The whole D&D party's in the chat. Nice. It's like a field trip. It's like you guys are on a field trip together. Javar says, went to the event where the piece I composed for string quartet was played along with several other people's stuff. It was pretty cool. Live sounds so much different from what I can do in the DAW, even using Spitfire stuff, right? Yeah, real world, man. Get out there and it's freaking impressive, right? 12-bit if you want to mimic the 90s. All the samplers in that area were like that, yes. Already got 2,000 plays. Nice, Martin. Nice. Hasn't even been 24 hours yet. That's great. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. All right, let's take a look at what we're listening to really quick so you guys can roll your own. The first one, let's just solo it. This one's super easy. I'm going to take off the reverb, and I'm going to take off granular, and I'm going to take off the delay. Still a little bit of delay over here. Pretty basic, though. Pretty basic. And, actually, I guess I could just turn that off. The second one, just the super basic Euclidean melodies, yet again. 12-step 8 fill versus an 8-step 3 fill. First one's operating at a 1/3, the other's 1/16. It's got a little granular on it. Sounds like this without it. So it kind of falls on itself. Nice. All right, lastly, and this one's super simple. This is a hack of metaphysical function. Just generating a little upper frequency ambience, swirliness. And that's that. So that's how we made our tunes. Let's listen to you guys. I'm stoked to listen to you guys today. So let's do that. Yeah. Yeah, sounds so good. This is a release I am super proud of, says Martin, as you should be. Swing on the clock. Love it. Yeah. All right, let's get a piece of paper pulled out. Sit up straight in my desk here. And let's go see who's posted what. Oh, Tremtize, I would love it if you remixed what Sad Toast posted. Sad Toast got a mic. For those that missed it, Sad Toast got a mic. And it's awesome. Maybe we should listen to this one more time. It's fun when people get a new toy and they're excited about it. So they just play with it immediately. And I think that's what happened here with Sad Toast. Got a mic.
I got a microphone, I sing a song for you. I got a microphone, I sing a song for you. I got a microphone, I sing a song for you. I got a microphone, I sing a song for you. I got a microphone, I sing a song for you. I got a microphone, I sing a song for you.
Isn't that just great? So Sad Toast got a new microphone. Vocals coming soon. I love it when people let their inner child shine. You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday. Voxy's first in the queue this morning. Shumi's here. Yeah, I know he's not even here. Like, none of us were here when he posted it. It was like February 12th. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just randomly. Just stop by. Got a mic. Gonna post this for y'all. You'll find it eventually. Everybody sing along. Oh, man. Really soon, right? Right? Dave is here. We can get started. All right. Brit Boy has arrived. Is Kakashi here yet? I'm scrolling and looking and looking and scrolling. Yeah, Kakashi's here. Let's do this. Haven't seen Kakashi yet. Hey, what's good, Foskia? I want to listen to Discovery. Maybe Voxy is actually lurking right now. So how about we play Scruffy Rico and then we'll hit Voxy right after that. Rich is saying something I've been working on the last couple of days. 118 BPM chill time. Oh man, this art right here, dude. I'm gonna zoom in on this video here. Nexus, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Young Zoltar. Nice name. Happy Friday to you. Good handle. Solid. Yeah, this is Scruffy Rico. It just sounded smooth. Do this, Zoltar. Let's drop it in public feedback, Discord. We'll work our way to you. Takes a little bit of time to hike all the gear up there. Yeah. Hey. Welcome in, brother. How you doing? Brilliant escape, right? Dude, Rich, this was awesome. All of your stuff is so flippin' smooth and well executed and sounded like fire, man. I know it's early. I know it still has to find its legs, as you say. I love it. I just hope there's like all the depth just translates in the master the way I hope it. It'd be cool to hear a little bit more movement in a couple of spots. Like there's this I guess this kind of like ideal balance in not just the volume mix and the position of everything, but also the timbre balance, like the landscape, the entire thing feels very, very in tune with itself. So it'd be kind of fun in one or two spots just to kind of like fold it in on itself in some weird and unexpected way. Instead of just one more kind of smooth modulation, bringing more movement, it'd be kind of fun to tricky in one spot. Yeah, that was awesome, right? Man, everybody's saying some nice things in the chat today about what you've made here. This is good stuff. I know, it sounds monumental, right? And yet almost everything that Scruffy brings sounds like this. So, man. Yeah, definitely keep at it. This is definitely worth chasing down. Very good stuff. Kashi, Foxy, you here? Harry Muffin Man, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. We'll see if we get Kakashi at some point. Let's move on to Rockhound, and we'll just check in on Voxy as well. All right, with a bit more. Respect the Gazelle. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you, Iggy. Anybody looking for mixing or mastering, especially the mastering, hit up Masters by Iggy in the chat. One brilliant beast right there. Rockhound is saying with a bit more saturation and slightly gain corrections on some elements. Quickmaster for more power, baby. All right, let's check it. Ooh. Now that's got an edge. See, it's not too bad bringing something back twice and me saying more. That's got an edge. That's something. Yeah, more. Right, Zoltar, repulsive, but in a good way, right? It's got serious definition. This is an intentional thing. Cheers. This is it. This is it. This is it. Like as soon as we hit play, you could tell like this is it. You found the right stopping point. Um, Roku side does bring up a point of the highs. Just kind of watch the mid high to high arc. You might want to bounce a B comparison there. Something like soothe or like a responsive EQ might work well. Um, Kind of keep the energy, keep the peaks down. Saf is saying Masters by Iggy is the mastering for the OhmLab label. Yeah, yeah, I would be fine with that. I would be fine with that. you, you guys, I hope you're keeping up with BritBoy's comments in the chat. They're great. And suddenly I'm on a highway in a hypercar. Android girls blow kisses as I throttle forward 40 feet above the electro grid. 6 rifles by my side. Ah, it's amazing how delegating work causes me more work. I hear you, Kakashi. I hear you. We're going to scroll back up and hit you because we didn't listen to yours right off the bat. You were first, and I didn't see you active in the chat, so we held off. Yes, that was some heat. Quirk is going nuts, dude. Yep, Soothe is a good idea. Check high end again. Yeah, you bet, Voxy. Yeah, everybody said lots of really great things. You can scroll up and read it. It's just a whole lot of people losing their faces and minds and stuff. It's a lot of scrolls, actually. Dang. All right. Well, you found the right stopping point for your saturation. Now we know the limits for that song. I just installed Sooth 2. They just sent it over, as well as their other one, Spiff, is it? And I actually have not used Sooth 2 yet. I've used Sooth 1. What are they? What are they? What are they? What are they called again? There we go. Oak Sound, Sooth. Yeah, Spiff. Yeah, but you can also, the responsive EQ thing also exists in the isotope stuff if you've got that. Fab filters responsive. You can also use a multiband compressor to kind of mimic what's happening in a way with responsive EQs. So there are some ways to kind of get it in a bit more of a responsive situation for you there. Fab filter is. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked to go down the rabbit hole of Spiff because I really enjoy playing with transients personally. So, um, all right, let's do this. By the way, Martin has released a new album or a new song. Go get it. Support him. Listen to it. Stream it. Do whatever you do to support your artists that you love. Um, Also, just as like a quick update, like with me, I'm feeling so much less foggy and COVIDy and stuff. Like my energy's back. I can hear so much better than I was able to like just a couple weeks ago. Still got a little bit of tinnitus, but I'm gonna get back into a bunch of editing. So maybe I'll even have some time this weekend to finish the dialogue chopping from our watch party that happened last month. Um, so hopefully I will have fresh, fun new samples to post for you guys as a reward for all the subscribers. In the meantime, everybody who's currently subbed to the channel can go grab 2 free sound packs, same 2 that were up there last month as well. If you've been here for a long time and you've got all of this stuff and you want something different, like maybe some synth presets or something like that this month, hit me up in a DM. I'm happy to make it happen for you. Otherwise, go enjoy 500 really kick-ass cult classic film dialogue samples. Um, Oh, and also, on the subscribing front, thank you, by the way. I always appreciate the support. Nobody gets rich doing this, right? I mean, let's be frank. You only get like a couple dollars for a sub. But if you already send Bezos money every month to get free shipping of stuff to your doorstep, he will also foot the bill for a subscription on Twitch. So you can just have Uncle Bezos pay for your OhmLab TV. All right, back into it. Voxy. All right, so Voxman says there's something really different about this one. Can you pick out what changed? Ooh, okay. Let's see. This one's called One Time Again.
Underneath the overpass, my setting sun, it fades to the overcast, giving out my autograph to every devil who's there in the glass. And I drink it in, feel the burning under my skin, and I pray just one time again, only one time again, no. Sympathetic backhand love breaks his heart in ways he can't let go. At least it's someone he used to know. At least it's someone who's there in his home. And I drink it in, feel her burning under my skin, and I pray just one time again, only one time again.
Welcome in.
One time again, only one time again, one time again, only one time again.
This is solid, dude. Yeah, your vocal chain is really tight at this point. The megaphone line in the background is awesome. I love that it's ad lib. I think the hats can come in a little bit. They feel just a little bit distracting as like at the point where they are right here. If they were in maybe a little bit more, I think they'd be drawing a little less attention to themselves. I think the vocals and the guitar are like at that kind of album quality level. Wake up, Michael. It's Friday. But the drums are lacking. They're not really lacking in saturation. It's not that. It's just like a volume mix thing. It's putting it forward. So there might be a level of compression that you need to play with here for that, just to kind of help give them a bit more of an aggressive angle. Yo, wake up, Michael. There's a channel in the Discord called Public Feedback. Drop your stuff in there. So Voxman's is Kakashi. Yeah, Foxy is Kakashi. Yeah. Roku thinks your drums can come up a bit as well. Man, people like this. It's good. Compression is exactly what you learned was off in the chain. Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it. You have many personalities. Thanks for coming clean about that. Yeah, no, I think it is. And I think it's good that you've gotten it to this point without the compression, honestly, because people do tend to oftentimes kind of lean into the compression thinking that they're going to get one thing out of it when it's actually something else they're getting out of it. So it's good that you've gotten the sound of this point without it. I think once you dial that in just right, we'll be good. And Fish, welcome in. Good to see you guys sharing your plugin lineups in the chat here. "808 is the best plugin." Yeah, any plugin that gives you greater control and greater insight is a win, right? Quirky, you are up, sir. You are up. Another one from the album Third. I have one more to share with you next feedback, then I'll move on to new, fresh content. Took a short break from music. Cool. Do this. This one's called Stallion. Cosmic Fox. Changing up the beat a bit this time. Boom, there it is. Man, it's like you've just established your sound. You know what I mean? Your album is pretty darn consistent. We have one more? One more in this album. Watch the freaks run wild in the reverb channels in future tracks. Definitely don't want too many of those mid-low and low frequencies. There were a couple of spots where there was a little bit of build-up. And I got a question for you. Would you ever consider some really organic drums on some of your tracks? Because, man, I hear like some really awesome like double time fills and stuff at certain points in here. And I think if you broke a few, now that you've kind of established like what your specific sound is, what your how you roll, start breaking some rules. Yeah, yeah, I think it would work. I think that like yeah, I think that you've got a certain kind of quality to your sound right now. Like I know this is going to sound a little weird, but go back with me like 25 years or so, and there are certain kind of elements from some old school Fushnik and stuff that I think would also be kind of fun to play with if it was kind of slipped in the right way. I know that these things go against the common rules of funk, but I think it would be so much fun to get to watch you go through some exploration of like boundary pushing and break some rules, change it up a bit. 13 songs are in the album. Got one more interesting for next week. Cool. Yeah, a little breakbeatish, little up the energy. Kakashi, right? Yeah, I haven't heard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Schnicks were great though, man. I mean, they were. I don't know. I'm old, so I get all nostalgic when I think about like a bunch of the old school hip hop. Want to know what time it is? What time is it, Martin? More trombone, please, says Paul. What time is it? It's time to get ill. It's time to get funky. It's time to get visor. Let's roll. Visor says, by the way, this demo cuts off at the end of the drop. No reverb tail. I forgot to re-render it. All good. Industrial Revolution. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Um, hold on. I can't really talk and type at the same time, so give me just a sec here. It's good. It's good energy. It's got the visor sound. I think the vocals get a bit buried, but they're great. I think there's some volume mixing and some EQ work to do in this one. I think that there's some competition in the mids, and the mid high and highs get a little sharp and maybe too energetic. The super saws in general can make mixing tough. So carve. And there are like a lot of different varied and wide range of opinions on how to handle that, how to get a grip on it. I think the best advice is to go through track by track and identify one element as the hero for each section of your song, and make sure that nothing steps on that thing. So if the vocals are super important in the beginning, then make sure that nothing is going to step on them. Make sure that they're sitting on top the entire time. And as you go through track by track, carve out as much of the sound that isn't essential with EQ. There's a lot of mid-range and mid-high frequency throughout a bunch of these sounds, and a lot of them pop off at the same time in the mix. So try to create separation with EQ, and then also try to stagger a bit more in the stereo spectrum, and just try to limit the reach of the super saws. The super saws are going to be pretty dominant, wherever they go. So try to get the rest of the mix really tight, and then bring them in. Start working around, and it's really good energy, like really, really good energy. If you sort the EQ stuff, it's absolutely worth chasing. I think you need a reverb tail though. Ooh. Martin says if Kashmir and Blastjacks had collab. Roku says, be careful with your top end on your bass drum, but also synth work and aggressive styles like hardstyle. You need to be really careful with your highs at big club systems. You will damage people's ears. Deep 240, welcome in. Yep. All of the right energy in there. Respect the gazelle. That's how you do it. You make Bezos pay for your sub. That's how you do it. Go get your free sound packs, homie. They're sitting inside the subscriber rewards channel here in the Discord. There's currently 2 sound packs up there. They're both cult classic film dialogue samples. There's like 500 of them plus more. All right. I know it never gets old. It never gets old. I will stop for the gazelle, and it never gets old. All right, so we're gonna move on, and Harry Muffin Man, you are up. All right, Harry Muffin Man says, a song I rap produced and shot edited. Let's do this. I'm going to move this over to, yeah. Yo, you're here, excellent. And we are going to go full screen on this one, because the last one you brought by was absolutely worth it. Hey now, look at this shot. Look at this shot. Dude.
Steal them Grace kids from the flay flip. Okay. And I want change shit on the homies that I came with. On the fucking bro. Still the same J through the ages. Yeah. And I want change shit on the gaps for them braces. Steal them Grace kids from the flay flip. Okay. And I want change shit on the homies that I came with. On the fucking bro. Still the same J through the ages.
This looks like
and
the place I know it works.
Shit on the gaps for them braces. Posted up on my island, riding. Only place I can store this smiling. Wrist ice, fried chicken prices. Boss man, not gentrify shit. Since the seed, I've been decisive. All into my meat back lifeless. Vultures finna cop the itis. And when it comes, save my fruits and my labor's timeless. to see where my mind is. Hey, to take a page on my binder and not put a motor in jazz. No Honda, it's only up at dance to Yonkers road trip. Jazz on muffin, still Joseph, and that run deep blood drip from a book of filled. Still them grace kids from the sway flip. Okay, and I want shit on the homies that I came with. On the fucking bro, still the same J through the ages. Yeah, and I want change shit on the gaps, but them braces. Still them grace kids from the sway flip. Okay, and I want change shit on the homies that I came with. On the fucking bro, still the same J through the ages. Yeah, and I want change shit on the gaps, but them braces. Been a weirdo since Sinnoh. Yeah. Said ditto, just curl up like Dillo. Cause niggas on my shit. Grab big blankie and Star Wars pillow, but that didn't stop me. Go ahead, mop me, build my own shit. Tell my own pockets. For niggas like me that might watch this. Know that you got some options. More than gas, waffles, and nonsense. I'm on cans, fits in the concerts. And I've planned this for the longest. That's Mandingo in the boxes. All the way down to the context. So I'm here for good in a long time. Double L never been confined. Repercussions of a cop crime. Face kicks from sway flips. And I won't change shit on the homies that I came with. Still the same J for the ages. And I won't change shit on the gaps for them braces. Yeah. Still them great kicks from the sway flips. And I won't change shit on the homies that I came with. Still the same J for the ages. And I won't change shit on the gaps for them braces. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, a little double time element right here would be nice. Yeah. Oh, dude, why don't you bring more stuff around? That was freaking brilliant. That was just freaking brilliant. That was fantastic. I just want more. Your video was a little distracting. I didn't type anything, man. All right, I'm gonna needle drop in a couple of spots here, and we're gonna talk through.
Okay, and I want change shit on the homies that I came with. On the fucking bro, still the same J through the ages. Yeah, and I want change shit on the gaps, but them braces. Still the same J through the ages. Yeah, and I
right here, you can kind of hear a little less clarity in the mix compared to where we were just listening, and it's a byproduct of the low frequencies in the mix. And if you roll up the low end frequencies and you don't let as many sub frequencies kind of bleed into the project, then the energy that's being used to serve up those sounds that we can't hear but is obfuscating the rest of the mix, it can bring clarity to the rest of the mix because you won't be using that energy and putting those frequencies out there. Just bam, makes everything pop because it gives all the energy to the right things in the mix. So that's one thing. And let's just...
I want change shit on the gaps, but them braces. Go ahead, mop me, build my own. Double L never been comfy. Shit on the gaps, but them braces. Yeah. Still them grace kicks from the sway flips. And I want change shit on the homies that I came with. Still the same J for the ages. And I want change shit on the gaps, but them braces.
So in that spot, which I absolutely love, by the way, the highly processed keys there is really good. It'd be good to have a little bit more separation between those two elements, and I think space might have something to do with it with those keys. I think a different reverb, and then a slightly different stereo position, I think, will help with it too. But man, those are like kind of nitpicky things. This is freaking rad, and I really, really enjoyed it. Kakashi says, yes, job security. Roll up counter number 1. For the keys and the vocals? No, it's the keys, I think. I think the vocals are pretty tight throughout.
Braces, yeah. Still them grace kicks from sway flips. And I wouldn't change shit on the homies that I came with. Bruce on my labor's timeless. Gaps for them braces.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. The main vocal in the left frame here can have a little bit more definition to it. Maybe put some overdrive on that. Don't add any drive to it. Just borrow the circuitry, right? So it gives it a little bit of a bump, a little bit more harmonic information. I'd move the piano just a little bit.
5, 4, 3. Still the same J for the flips. And I wouldn't change shit on the homies that I came with. Still the same J for the.
Yeah, so right now what's happening is the vocals are fairly spread and the piano is fairly spread, but they're both source center, right? So if you move the keys off to one side a bit more, and offset the vocals away from them just a touch, then I think it'll help. And then I would add maybe a different reverb for the keys in that segment, and make sure that you EQ after your reverb. That's one more thing I would put out there for future productions. Just make sure you're not allowing too many low or high frequencies through in the reverb channels, because those things kind of hang out in the air a little bit longer than normal frequencies, and they can do stuff. So this is super tight. I freaking absolutely love it. Yeah, I love the energy. Yeah, absolutely. And bring more stuff. Kakashi says, mad respect for tracking that lower octave track instead of defaulting to a harmonizer. Really make sure that those tracks are super tight on enunciation, timing, and release of notes to get them to mesh nicely. I sometimes use a bit of quantizing to polish them up. It's just fantastic. The video is art, and your lyrics are really on point. Your delivery is just fantastic. You are an artist, sir. Uncle Chrome says, made this Monday during your drone session. Master clock at 6,200 BPM, driving a sequencer playing up and down one octave, but stopping based on another sequencer to let that note ring out. Only one track of 2 oscillators, left and right, with another switch moving through 3 envelope settings. Let's do this. Please hold while we download. It's a little too big for, but it's not too big for us. All right, let's see here. What don't we need? We're dropping a new lo-fi album on Monday. Gotta love it when there's new stuff from Paul. Surprise industrial revolution. It can happen. It's like back in the day, you go to a Dead show and you'd walk through a misty cloud. Ah, well, I guess I'm tripping today. Space Bunny wants to know, what do you think of this? This is so wild here. You are being programmed. Just keep staring at the screen. I love the little wiggle. Little baby shepherd's tone in there. Nice. All this was great. Very psychedelic. Love it. Yeah. Love the film aesthetic too. All right, who's up? Boskia Music. Let's do this. Yeah, that was great, right? Coming to a Katy Perry. Oh! System. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Kwame, where you at? Mm. That was a nice vibe. That felt good. That felt good. Those vocals were mighty nice. Like um, that felt like a really good and solid fit. You know, like the palette was very well put together. I think pretty much everything in the mix is feeling right, except the bass needs to be more present. Like just in general, this style of music deserves to have the bass be just a little bit more forward because it really kind of brings all the Um, but this one is nice. Like it's dope. It's smooth as hell. Bring it up. Let it be a bigger part of the vibe. And this bell synth or whatever, the FM synth that comes in around 210 or so. It's competitive in frequency and position. So we just need to find a little bit more separation between it and the other players in the mix that are popping off at the same time. Part of it is also volume, like it can come down in volume a little bit because of the frequency, because of its unique timbre. It's going to cut through the mix pretty much no matter where it is, which is why it can be competitive in the same right. So it can come down in volume a little bit, moved further out to the side, perhaps, and then spend a little bit of time with EQ, both in that synth and the one that it's most competing with. So if we go back here. So right now you've got vocals in the center and the sides, and you've also got the horn synth, and you've got the bell synth, right? The FM synth. So and they're all fairly busy in the same areas. So you just kind of have to find a way to make those things cooperate a bit more. And you can't really take away from the vocals, which means you're probably going to end up taking away from that synth. And it's not a bad thing. It's still going to be there. It's still going to largely have the same kind of impact and timbre. It's just going to be taken down a bit and moved over a bit. And maybe there's just like a nice, gentle curve taking some off the highs and mid highs. So it's not quite bumping up against the vocals in the same way. Maybe you're going to carve out just a little bit of the mid frequencies of it. Let's see what other people are saying. Kashi says, good work on the slides and the harmony too. Super tight. Roku says, pull up that bass, huh? System, we feel fine about dubstep music. Bring it. Modi One Kenobi says, we love dubstep, except rhythm. Just kidding. Boom. Liv says, music is innately an expression of the self at a specific point in time. Doesn't make sense to make it hierarchical, you know? Mm? Honest music, and also prefer it to be good. Yes, yes. Mm. Yeah, you do. You know when a song's awesome or not. All right, let's hear Zoltar. Fantastic handle. Oh, not Jolter. How do you move? Zoltar is like an epic name, and you're gonna auto-correct it to Jolter, which is nothing. I've never even heard the word Jolter. Come on, Siri. Seriously? Am I right? I'm trying to be like bitchy or anything, but freaking Zoltar is like this iconic. I'm gonna tell your future. I don't know, Siri. Let's go, Jolter!
focus on me cause they know I'm out of hope. Why do I take up this space? I'm not worthy, I'm afraid. How can I make it more clear that I'm never really okay? My wrong is all I was a master, was there saving me? I took it all straight to the heart, no I've got jealousy. The greenest eyes you've ever seen, staring carefully. I'm sorry that I'm not that strong, my heart forsakens thee. Uncertainty is guaranteed, my futility. I'm like a tree stuck in the dark, suffering instead. And while I'm stuck behind a screen, there's no agency. I've come to realize I'm not free, there is no release. I came on too strong, but I was wrong.
Super.
I can't help it if I have a heart that's full of love. Fuck what they all say, I'm borderline insane. I would get close to me if I were you, I'd run away. I'm a liability, our burden was close to me. Don't you ever feel like you're the only one who's lost at sea? Reading all your messages, feel the sting inside my chest. Pace around my room until I write off every word you said. Someday I'd hope that you won't regret everything you never said. I don't want that in your head. At the end of the day, I still care about you. Regardless of our statuses, I know you'll find truth. The boundaries you put in place will keep us on road. We'll change, but honestly, we can't forget our roots.
All right. This is solid. The whole track is solid. There's a problem with the compression, like the loudness of it. And you can kind of see it in the waveform here. Oh. See how there's really nothing below like the halfway point loudness wise until the end. I think that your track would really, really benefit from having more dynamic range and allowing the true peaks to make it through. Right now, what's happening is there's a lot of really good sounds, and all of them are being limited from their full potential. In other words, they've hit a peak and you've turned them down, and then you've cut off that peak, and then you've turned it up to make it louder. And instead, what I suggest is not chopping off the top and bringing up the bottom. What I suggest is not putting that stuff on at all in the mixing phase and using saturation really to control the edge and character and levels of the individual sounds, thereby letting all of your sound design and the sound selection that built up this great palette, it like all of that stuff is being heard at its greater potential. One of the things that's really great about that is that a good song like this can be turned up by the listener and it will actually sound better. They'll get more energy and they're going to reach a new peak with it. And when you achieve your loudness this way, that isn't possible. You don't turn it up and it doesn't get any better when you turn. You can turn it up. It becomes kind of fatiguing to the ears. It doesn't actually change your perception of the music though. So that's one really big benefit. And the other is just the way that it hits emotionally and the listenability, like the ability to listen to it on repeat for a while, for instance, if you really like it, or hear it again and again in a playlist, for instance, when it's sitting right alongside other music that's really well engineered. You know what I mean? So I would take the time to go back through the mix and attend to those two specific things. Just kind of back off the louding through the limiting and the compression and kind of reclaim some of that dynamic range. You want deeper valley floor moments, and you want higher peaks and more distance between those things, because then when you've got a drop or a rise or something, you actually feel those things. You've traveled a greater distance. It's had a greater impact. A lot of really good choices in here, by the way, not just the sounds that you put into the mix, but the way that you've arranged them and the way that you've mixed them. Just a lot of really good moments. A lot of really good moments. That's what I got for you. Yeah. Let's see what anybody else has to say in here. Becky's here. Welcome in, Becky. How you doing? You're here. You're here. We missed you. How are you? Zoltar, is that your singing? I am curious as well. As a producer once told me, the goal of the mix is to make them want to turn it up even more, says Kakashi. That's right. Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. Yeah. Rokusai says, I said that. Oh, Becky, I'm doing all right. It's good to have you in. How you feeling? Zoltar, this was solid. Roxo, you are up. I'm going to check this message really. All right, cool. Let's go. Oh man, it's always changing your name too. Siri doesn't care about cool handles. He really doesn't. Production in progress for competition. Want to spice up the outro with some more ear candy. Okay, cool. Check this. Oh, and before I do, we got 1, 5, 6, 7. All right, we'll leave it open for another minute. All right, paying attention to the outro. Ooh, nice intro. Oh, Logan, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Dang it, what was I about to type there? Oh, resin. All right, this is good. This is freaking fantastic. Roll up the low end. It's too much, and the sub level can come down just a tiny bit. That pitch drop was awesome. There was a pitch, wrong pitch on a vocal sample. You caught that in the chat. Watch out for resonance in filter sweeps. So if you've got a little resonance bump on your filter cutoff, it's fine up to a point, but once it gets down, into like 100 hertz and down, it's just like danger, Will Robinson. So make sure you automate that down as you cut off down, and that's it. Like, everything is great. It's great. Logan, you're just in time. You can drop your track in the public feedback channel of the Discord. And we're going to close the queue, I think, after you drop that. Roku Size up next says, an update on the track me and Richard started on a month ago. Still has shit ton of work needed, but it's getting there. Enjoy. Ooh, Weathered Seas. We love hearing what Roku and Rich get up. Holy heck. This is 10 minutes, people. Luckily, we don't give feedback to Roku, so let's check this. Prepare to be affected. Serious lean-in moment here. Look at these valley floor moments here. Look at this. These peaks. Like freaking Monument Valley in here. It's awesome. Sip my tea. losing track. It's unacceptable. Oh, stop trying to sell me your stuff. Yeesh. Here we are. Is that better? Roku's famous for breaking streams. Rolling with your Dropbox. Dino, welcome in. Happy Friday. Dino, welcome in. Yeah, Javar. This would be a great soundtrack for a road trip. 100%. You guys are such a great team. Roku, Sai, and Scruffy. You guys are just great. The verb actually doesn't end. All right, let's do the next one. Logan, we're gonna kind of boogie through these. Oh, not Logan. I haven't scrolled back up yet. We're up to Fish. Fish, you are up. This one is called Never Will. Don't forget, if you're subbed to the channel, go grab free sound packs from the subscriber rewards channel. Sync your Discord and Twitch profiles, and you will be let in. You are currently subscribed.
And now we never will, never will. And now we never will, never will. And now we never will, never will. And now we never will, never will.
Look at that comb lurking in the background there.
And now we never will, never will.
Comb filters and nasty Reese always win.
And now we never will, never will. And now we never will, never will. And now we never will, never will. And now we never will, never will.
That was great. Fish, this is basically just done. This is fun. It's like a very satisfying to listen to. Kind of nailed it at each turn. I really love the tight drums. Watch frequencies in the reverb channel. Make sure you're EQing after reverb. Make sure there aren't too many low or high frequencies swimming around and bumping into other things. Just really like the creative freedom that you're allowing yourself. A lot of knob twisting, felt very organic and in the moment stuff. I really don't have much for you here. I love the stopping points in your volume mixing throughout the track. I will say that there were a few moments where I was like, oh man, if that comb filter humming in the background was any louder right now, it wouldn't be as perfect as it is right now. Stuff. I appreciate you. All right, wake up, Michael. Wake up. Playboy Cardi Real Vamp Shit featuring Lancey Folk. Is this an indie release? Just making sure here. You know how it is on. I'm not sure if Michael's in here. Let's try it.
Real vampire shit.
Real vampire.
She told me welcome to the party. Bad at Eritrea, Ethiopian, Somalia. Yeah, open up the Rari, she wanna fuck me for the talking. I go hold on, ribbons on the phone with Playboy Cardi. Ain't nothing to keep it real, ain't nothing to never spill. I got killers out in Brooklyn, I got killers in Brixton jail. I wanna M, no attempted whether it's murder or the real. You could catch me out in Philly, fucking with Rookie, main the field. I feel like my hands made to kill, and the chopper got no chill. I just got the beat like for real, can fuck with the states like a still. I can still give you grease like I'm Joe. And you see me greet me low. Niggas treat me down, now still shine. You true to fuck your eyes. You can be wrong all the time, but I'm correct on the pride. You've been scared all your life. I've been working on that. Two new hoes black or white. You know I roll the night, yeah. I'm the cool with the color, yeah. Sipping the wine, yeah. Posted with my brother, yeah. He got the mob, posted with my brother, yeah. He got a mob, posted with my brother, yeah. He got a mob. I'm robbing the bank, I'm robbing the bank, yeah. I'm riding the tape, yeah. I'm riding the tape. My bitch, she got cake, my bitch, she got cake. We stay in the house, can't leave out the place. I just got a case, got dirt on my face, got tats on my face. I'm serving that base, I'm serving that base, I'm serving that base. I got me some dice, it's not on the skate. Never get to put that sign, it's purple like lean. Never get to put that sign, it's purple like lean. I'm tryna fuck in the dot and sip on some wings. I'm tryna fuck in the dot and sip on some wings. I love all my dice and goldie. I love all my dice and goldie. Oh, rockstar beast, this where I bleed. Nigga tryna play me, I'ma make him bleed. Yeah, I'm the cool with the color, yeah. Sipping the wine, yeah. Posted with my brother, yeah. He got a mob, posted with my brother, yeah. He got a mob, posted with my brother, yeah. He got a mob. I just hit New York, she told me welcome to the party. Bad at Eritrea, Ethiopian, Somalia. Yeah, open up the Rari, she wanna fuck me for the talking. I go hold on, ribbons on the phone with Playboy Cardi.
All right, this is it's good. I think there's a little bit of mixed stuff here, but your arrangement's good. Your beat's good. I think the snare needs a little bit of attention. Maybe just a little saturation on it just to help it stand a bit more upright in the mix. Everything else is it all slaps. So the flute pad can come down a little bit. The 808 can come down a little bit. You can roll up the cutoff on that 808 a good 15 or 20 hertz, and you're not going to lose anything. It's just going to make the rest of your tracks sound better. And then just in general, I think the big thing here is just more change over time. If you look at the waveform across here, like it's pretty rock steady all the way across. So adding some more opportunities for change over time, some volume automation, some filter automation, let some peaks and valley floors kind of develop as you work. You should start to see a little bit more variation in the waveform. When you do, that's a good thing. 215, the backing vocal can have a little bit more definition in the sides of the mix. They could stand a little upright. So probably some saturation on that. And yeah, those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. Make sure that you're cutting off whatever kind of low end frequencies you can out of each of your sounds. So you're not losing clarity. That will help make all of this have like sustained listenability. So it's good stuff. Right? Roku's spamming Martin's track because it's so good. Other people can as well if you like. Modi One Kenobi is up next. Wake Up Michael. I hope that helps and makes some sense and vibes with you. helps you make it even better. What Kenobi? What have you made this time? This one's called Dub Plate. Dude. Yeah, this does sound a little Cohen, doesn't it? Woo! Scarly Illy, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Oh. Woo, woo. Oh, man. Oh, 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 those little harmonic chirps. Cody, come on, dude. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Dude. We're gonna give you one of these, and I think we're also gonna give you one of these. Yeah, this was just like, get it, yeah, get it, dude. You played, you let yourself play. I really dig the vibe in the beginning. Like there was, I try not to make too many comparisons, and like to other artists and try to make relations or anything. But man, I was hearing multiple different influences on prominent display here. Good on you for letting yourself play so much. This is good. Yes. Rokusai says it quite succinctly as I fumble over myself. He says, I want twice the length. Give me more. Thank you, Roku. Becky loved it. Everybody else loved it. Little less impact, a sub impact on the kick. Like if you were to A/B a version that had like 2 to 3 decibels less of, say, 60 hertz and down, how it feels to you. I was kind of split. Like when I first typed it, I was like, I'm pretty confident about that statement. And then as it continued, I was like, but I really like how this track feels. Anyway, 112, the only thing that I really thought kind of stood out was the ARP at 112. I think you can twist up that element a bit more and make it a bit more creatively in line with the wildness of everything else. And the chop vocoder element at the end there, I think it needs to come up because it was really good, and it brings that kind of double time funk thing. Yeah, you could feel it in the beginning. Yeah, that thumpy kick. Yeah, it lingers a little too long on the arp. All right, well, we're in alignment then. Pants down, mugs up. All right, this one, the Industrial Revolution. Lost translation. Oh, wait. Hold on. We're going to do it here instead. All right, let's do this. Ooh, it's freshies. 2 hours ago. All right. Oh wait, hold on a second. There we go. This is good. It's got all the structure you need. Got all your sounds. There's a little bit of volume mixing to be done, but I think before that, even get in there and allow yourself to kind of play. Like, listen to the song as it's playing. It's fine, right? It's a fine song, but I think it could be more interesting and fun and more engaging if you were to twist just a few more knobs in there. And it's not about adding anything to the mix more than it is just kind of manipulating what's already there, right? Which makes this a pretty easy task at this point. So, really, what you want to do is just kind of allow yourself to feel liberated. So, make a copy of your entire project if you want to. So, you don't worry about like impacting something that you're feeling good about right now. Get into the actual synths, right? If you're using synths, get into the actual synths and set up some modulation on the wavetable position of the oscillator or the filter that your pluck is running through. Add a little envelope to control it so it opens a little bit each time a note is plucked, right? Tiny, tiny little movements. And then put in a couple long form movements, modulations as well, like maybe on a pad or a superstar or something like that. You can have maybe like a 16 bar LFO operating a very subtle filter cutoff modulation or something like that, right? So a couple of short form modulation, a couple of long form modulation. Next thing you know, you've got a little bit more movement in the track, and you're starting to get more ideas because you're starting to hear your music just a little bit differently, which makes you really engage with it again. So I would say that would be the first thing. And then the next thing is to pay attention to how each part hits you emotionally. And I think what you're going to find is you're probably going to want to add a little bit more volume automation, and maybe even bolster some of your transitions with an additional sound effect, right? And really what's happening here is like I hear opportunity for more emotional impact, really what it is. So those would be the things that I say focus on, because they're also things that will translate for it will work well. It's something that you can parlay into all of your future productions as well. Just becoming more comfortable with making modulation assignments and stuff. Let's see if anybody else has anything to say here. No, people are digging it though. I'm seeing some dancing folks. Transition's still a little weak. Yeah. Yep, I feel it. Am I ready for some energetic dubstep? Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. There's Discord. And there's System. Do this. Dubstep shet. Oh, wait. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. Safari. Because the crackles are real. All right, System. This is your first track ever. Oh. Paul, I'm just reading your comment. That's why I haven't heard from them in a while. Oh, whoa, that's big. All right, cool. So, one, that's huge. I was just talking with cohorts about why UVI has not written back about some stuff, and now I know why. I did not know that anyone was even looking at them, and that's amazing because that now means that FL is probably going to have all of the UVI stuff. Can you imagine having Falcon like built into FL? Okay, let's get back to system here for a minute, and we got to keep moving. Dude. Well, okay, so what does this mean? Okay, system, we'll get back to you in just one sec. What does this mean? UVI is one of the younger, more up-and-coming intelligent companies that's trying to make a run at like a holistic ecosystem, kind of the likes of Native Instruments, where you've got a workstation, you've got a really flexible sampler that virtual instruments can be made for. It also has a synth engine built into it, but they've also got a bunch of different creative plugins. They've proven themselves with both modeling and DSP and also recording. Like some of their libraries are actually quite impressive. It's all just bam. Just bam. Yeah, I'm still not using Ableton regardless, so it really doesn't affect me, except for it does because I like UVI. I want to maintain access to UVI, and it's right in the middle of setting up a partnership with them for some stuff. Okay, system. We're going to talk cinematic depth and energy here for a little bit. We're also going to just talk about some basics. First and foremost, humanize. Right now, everything is on the grid, which makes sense. You're doing this for the first time. You're going to put everything on the grid. Grid is there. It's how you make sense of the whole thing, right? Now that you've made sense of how you put the stuff in there, start moving it around a little bit, because humans, we're a little clumsy and we're not perfect, and that's great. And it's pleasing to us when we hear things delivered in a more organic way and less rigid way. So one, we're going to move things off the grid just a little bit. The other thing is it's going to take a long time to become a like true ninja with a lot of different things, but you're proving with your first song out the gates, one, that you're willing to spend a ton of time to get something just right, and two, that you understand music, right? So let's just kind of focus on a couple of basics. One is volume, and you've got some good dynamic range here, but the volume mix isn't quite in line with the emotional impact that you're going for and the delivery that you're going for. So there will probably be greater amount of volume automation in your projects, and just know that you should really only have like one kind of hero sound leading everything and more present than everything else in the mix at any one time. EQ. It sounds like for the most part your EQ stuff is working. Your EQ skills are working pretty well for you. Do try to cut out whatever low-end frequencies you can with the stuff that might be in direct competition with your bass, for instance. Let's just talk cinematic depth and energy here for a second. In the beginning here, let's listen to these transitions here, because I think this can probably help you in future productions. So this right here, this transition right here, you could add more impact to it. And it will translate as more emotionally impactful, because it's really about the timing here. Let's move to this next one here. This spot right here, you could go even lower. Like you could drop this down to almost nothing, and that synth, that kind of rapid fire synth right there, that could be something that starts really low and slowly comes up in volume over. The other thing that I would say is that you do have an opportunity to layer some sounds here as well. Right now, you've got a lot of really good sounds in your palette, and all of them are fairly straightforward and predictable. And I can tell that you've got more creativity bubbling inside of you. So I would say play a little bit with layering sounds and see where that starts to take you. I'm not going to give you like super specifics. Go and do this. Go and play and explore these simple ideas and tools. And each time you come in, we'll give you more to work on. It is all about the movement. It's really just, starting to get comfortable with massaging your stuff once you've got it into a basic form in your DAW. So this is a really, really good, solid start. The other thing that I would recommend is knock out some tracks. It's great that you accomplished this on your first track, but also, and I'm sure that you've learned a lot, but also there's something to be said about just going through the process more. And if you worry less about what the outcome is going to be, like you can straight up just make stuff that you don't even save. I did it for a long time and I still do it. Like it's good. It's good to get in there and just do something for the sake of doing it, not for the sake of holding on to it or making it perfect. So run some challenges, make some stuff that you wouldn't normally make, play. You're not going to break anything, and you're certainly not ever going to be embarrassed because no one's even going to know that you're doing it. So spend a little bit more time with the repetitive process of just getting through an entire workflow, even if it's just like making a 4-bar beat, closing it down and starting again, just giving yourself the opportunity to complete things a little bit more. It has an impact. And yeah, you don't have to throw anything away, Saf. Rokusai says, it's like writing. First, you need to learn how to read and write the language you're learning. Then you start fleshing out stuff, and eventually you don't have to focus on the skill of writing, but you start telling stories. At that point, writing has become automatic, and you follow the inspiration surges or execute the ideas the way that you want them. Exactly. That's exactly it. You just got to give yourself the opportunity to go through the process. The more times you do that, the more you feel the imposter syndrome slip away and like the unsureness about your decisions or where you should go next, because you've been there. You've experienced what happens when you turn that knob, or when you turn that knob that much. So let's do it. Danny says more technical than philosophical, but adding a transient layer to the attacks of your bass sound can add some extra energy. Yeah, let's definitely get more and more technical as you build on your basic skills, and this community will fill your cup. So if you're willing to be a sponge and soak everything up, people will be willing to teach you here. It's great, and it's a lot cheaper than school. Noise, you're up. Oh man, stop auto-correcting me today. All right, this one is LGX Sample Challenge, bass. Definitely a lot cheaper than school. Pretty entertaining too, because we're all pretty cool. You're welcome. Uh. Oh, yeah, Roku turned into the sweep as well. Roku says, lovely distortion, that arrangement and interplay of stereo effects really gives a splendid palette of sounds. Be careful with the 120 to 200 hertz range. Be very meticulous with sweeps you make there, and watch resonance. So if you got resonance in a filter, make sure that you dip that back down by the time you get down to those frequencies. Just really creative and fun. My biggest thing here is the compression, is just that the perceived loudness of most of the players in the mix popping off at any one time are very kind of level. They all kind of feel like they have the same loudness, and I would like it if they had different loudness, because it would feel more like they were dancing, you know what I mean? And this is like, it's full of so much movement and bop and it's a serious vibe. So I would love less compression in the mix. You can bring it all up and make it louder at the end of the day, but individually, track by track, less compression, less focus on trying to make the individual sounds be loud, and instead saturation, which will give them a more upright position, because you're giving them an edge and you're giving them more harmonics, so they can kind of poke through the mix more and feel better. And you'll be able to turn it up. That's important. What you think I could level differently? I run basically everything through a push limiter. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Don't do that. Because what's happening is that in the beginning, you're like flipping through your sounds, right? And you're like, ooh, that one's good. Ooh, that one's good. Ooh, that one's good. And you're hearing them as they are, and they're very attractive to you, and you pick them for the right reasons, right? They work really well in this mix. But then you don't really let the full potential of them translate, and the nuanced differences between them. Some sounds are just naturally a little bit more quiet than others. So it'd be the one thing that I would change in this would be go back through the mix and take off whatever you have driving them. And it sounds like there's a fair bit of compression. Add some very, very simple saturation instead. Your distortion choices, by the way, like the crunch and all of that, so good. So good. So don't change any of that. And when you do go through, you move away from compression more towards the saturation. Use something incredibly transparent, like a really super basic overdrive without any kind of grit. Something that you can target a specific frequency with. You can tame some highs that way while maintaining all of your harmonics in the mids. You can do a lot of really nice and juicy things with saturation. So, so that's what I would do. That's what I would say. Roku Sai says volume automation and saturation will get better results than pushing things. Yep, more clarity and better dynamic feel. Word. Roku Sai, you're doing so much better than me today. Logan, whoop. This one's called Take It, featuring RLRX.
We the visionaries.
Yeah. Wake up, then I take it. Take another one, now I'm faded. Smoke another blunt to the face. Too slow, I can't race. Yeah, wake up, then I take it. Take another one, now I'm faded. All these drugs got me speaking to Satan. Live another year, I'm hoping I don't make it. Yeah, I got a problem. But so what, that ain't new to me. I got a bottle and that shit is filled with all 30s. I'm talking loud pack cause you fuckers can't hear me. Cop the scat pack, yeah, I got another Hemi. And I got bitches trying to pull up for the dro. Fuck them in they shit and then I'll kick them out the door. Playing with my set and they go down Geronimo. Fucking on your bitch, she a skanky little hoe. So what is not new to me. Might as well pull foe in the fucking Henny. I don't care where I'm at, this is my city. Trying to talk shit, yeah, you get popped in it. Kinda cold out, yeah, you need a scarf in it. Stay off my block, I'm a king, got the army with me. Straight down the hill, oh my god, the way that I'm sinning. Make you talk with the accent, call you Tommy in it. Wake up, then I take it. Take another one, now I'm faded. Smoke another blunt to the face. Too slow, I can't race. Yeah, wake up, then I take it. Take another one, now I'm faded. All these drugs got me speaking to Satan. Live another year, I'm hoping that I'll make it, yeah.
Now I'm driving downtown with the top down. Not a worry in the world trying to talk me out. Got a bad bitch, you know how to use her mouth. And the only thing she want is a little clout. Tell me what's the problem, I'm just trying to ease my mind. I'm smoking another blunt, I'm just trying to pass the time. Got another bad bitch and she's trying to hit my line. Knowing all I gotta do is go put her on a flight. Always say the same, I'm stuck in my ways. I'm smoking on the gas, I've been high for days. Been looking like a donut, yeah, my eyes are glazed. And smoking on gelato, yeah, I love the haze. Yeah, you know we rollin'. Just got a new whip, it ain't stolen. Knocking down the pins, yeah, it ain't bowling. If we in sights, then yeah, we know it, know it.
Wake up, then I take it. Take another one, now I'm faded. Smoke another blunt to the face. Too slow, I can't race. Yeah, wake up, then I take it. Take another one, now I'm faded. All these drugs got me speaking to Satan. Live another year, I'm hoping that I'll make it, yeah.
Okay, a couple things on this. I would say you've got a pretty darn good sound overall. I'd really encourage you to be more creative with your lyrics and rely less on shock value. It's amazing just how much you can connect with your audience and your community through, shared vibes, inside jokes, all of that. And the more you leave behind anything that could be offensive to anyone in your ranks, the more they're going to help lift you up. So that's what I would say. The reason I bring it up is because you've got a pretty good sound overall, but the lyrics aren't impressive except for the parts where you are being creative. So I just something to take to heart. I would also say process the vocals a bit more freely. Both of those things make me feel like you're getting started, you're learning, and you don't have all the confidence yet with your vocals and your abilities, but you can. Like, you can absolutely trust that you've got a good voice, you can deliver, you can make good music. So rely less on those things, process a bit more, lean into the more creative side of all of it, and put yourself out there a little bit more and let us know more about you and your ideas and stuff. And I think that you'll probably have mixes that feel a little bit more alive and emotional, and hit just a little bit harder all the way around. 216, that section right there felt better with the vocals. So the other vocals were processed different. They were kind of handled differently than the other. And the just more separation between the main and backing vocals. That's the other thing I would put. All in all, pretty solid for where you are. Let's see if anything else is being said. Yeah, Becky, right, exactly. The bit where it says, hoping I don't make it, resonates best for me. Yeah, Noise, you've got it. You've got it. Don't let the compression hit us hard. You guys are great. You know what, Danny, Roku, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Always giving solid love. Let's do this, Dino. Let's do this. That's what we're here for. Bum, 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 bum. Swirly. almost didn't hear this track today. Oh yeah, this is a clean one. It is such a banger. Something good. You brought us a new friend to play with, didn't you? Yo, everybody give Danny some love. I am imagining it in the chat. Follow him. Yeah, dude, Danny, of course, the shameless plug is okay. For those of you who don't know, I love Danny. That guy right there, my brother. Good guy. Go support him. Listen to his sounds. Praise him. All right, you guys, I gotta go jump onto a call with a couple cats here in a few, so we're gonna go raid some folks, and I just want to say, you guys brought it again. Fridays here are better than Fridays in other places. That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging other places. I'm not feeling bad for other people that don't have what we have or anything. I'm just saying that Fridays here, it's just, it's just better than other places. That's all. You guys make it. You guys make it. Aw, see, and Danny loves me. See that? We're like, aw. Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, yeah. Becky's dancing. You are welcome, Paul. And let's say, yes, Danny says it well. This is my favorite place to start the end of the week. Yeah, let's say, we'll go over here, click on the buttons on this thing, and we'll see who's streaming. See who's up right now. You know who we haven't had the chance to raid in quite some time is Liv. Probably been busy with school. Let's go say hi to Illmind. Why not? It's been a minute. Oh, stream starting soon. He hasn't started yet. Let's not do that. Let's go. Who else is up today? Who else is up today? This is up today. You guys want to go see Bauer? Unless you got someone else you want to go see. Let's see here. What's my time zone? I am 1:14 p.m. here. I'm in Pacific. 9:15 there. Memblem. Let's go check it. Memblem. Boom, 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 boom. Well, Liv, if you're going to be around, if I am still around when you're around, then I'll go check out what you're doing while you're around. I don't know if I'm doing a stream on Monday. I got to be perfectly frank. My kids got the day off of school. It's a holiday. I just found out that I am not expected in a bunch of meetings and stuff, so I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know in the Discord ahead of time. But until the next time I see you, I hope you all stay well, stay very inspired, and that you make some really awesome stuff because I want it in my ear holes. I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace out. Stay cool.